Chapter 7. School for the next few days was completely different. Fist bumping all over the place, back patting, sitting in the back row, being one of Warren's friends while George was still out of school. I was famous now. People I hardly even knew were asking me to take out their teacher. I was following Warren and his friends to our corner of the playing field at break time when Beatrix Jones caught my sleeve. She stood in front of me, narrowed her eyes, and asked, "Why's George not here?" "He's sick," I said. She scowled. "Sick of what?" I shrugged. I didn't know what she meant. "I'm surprised," she said. I hesitated. "He's got the flu. Why is that surprising?" "Not about George, about you." I guessed it was a compliment that she was surprised I had done something people noticed and was now one of the popular kids. "Thanks," I said. She huffed. "I mean, surprised you've been fooled by Miller, idiot." Beatrix Jones was so weird, so I didn't listen. I went to catch up with Warren, which was when I overheard him saying to Josh to spread the word that they were meeting at the recreation field again on Friday after school. The message didn't exactly get given to me, but I didn't have anywhere else I wanted to be. The thing is, once you've tasted fame, you just can't get enough of it. You know when you've eaten a half bag of chips and you're saving the rest for later, but you go back to the kitchen to finish them after only a few minutes of waiting, plus you get a piece of cold chicken from the fridge and maybe some cheese? That's what fame feels like. A feast. So on Friday I went. Warren was leading the others across the field, all of them on glossy, newish bikes. Warren looked down at my bike, at the torn seat, the clunking gears, the tires worn smooth. Then I didn't know what to say. I wasn't exactly invited this time. My bike was half the size of his and everyone else's, and the brakes had just about had it. "Hey," I said. "What are y'all doing?" Warren grinned. "We've got business in town. Private business. Maybe see you some other time." "Yeah, sure, I was just, But he wasn't listening. Warren's knees bent. He yanked up the front of his bike, and they cycled past while I cringed inside. My cheeks flamed. I kept my back turned. Why had things changed so quickly? Behind me I heard barking. It was Jack Pepper darting around the front of Warren's bike. What was he doing here? Warren twisted and put his foot down quick, but Jack ran away. He tore past me, turned, and raced back, straight towards me. He stopped, looked up. I didn't know what he was doing there or asking me to do. Warren called my name. In the second it took to look at Warren, Jack Pepper whipped past me again. Warren skidded over, ripping up the turf, and stopped beside me. "Changed my mind," he said. "Help us catch the dog." I hesitated. "You're with us, aren't you?" he said. But it didn't sound like a question. "Leo, get the dog. Do it for us." So I had to decide. I was just going to get Jack, that's all, I thought. He would stop for me. I had to prove myself again. Anyway, what was the worst that could happen? Warren zipped past me, gaining on Jack Pepper. He circled round and herded him towards the rest of his friends coming back across the field. I saw an opportunity. Up on my pedals, I pushed hard and headed towards the pond. I saw all the others on their bikes closing a circle, corralling the dog towards me. I was almost at the edge of the pond and whistled. Jack tore across the field, straight towards me. Then he turned sharply in front of me. I braked. The wheels didn't stop. The back of the bike skidded across the damp grass and slipped from under me. I couldn't put my feet down. There was nothing underneath me. I fell into the pond, pulling my bike on top of me. Cold water thumped the air out of my lungs. My legs kicked against something sharp under the water. It was all I could do to swim up and get the bike off me. "Help me out!" I panted. Josh and the others dropped their bikes, and for a moment I thought they were coming to help. Jack raced back towards me. One word from Warren, and they all rushed at the dog from all sides. I was left there with the cold biting my skin, my jaw tight, my teeth aching, trying to hold on to the grass at the edge. Jack barked, like a much bigger dog protecting a small territory in front of me. "No, Jack," I breathed. Warren looked down at me, twisting his hips to try and balance the bike. I put my head down to try and lever myself up, but my breath was all gone. Then I heard the yelp, the surprised cry of pain from the dog when Warren and his bike toppled and landed on Jack Pepper. The sound from Jack got in my teeth and my eyes. It tested something inside of me. I tried to shout, but the bitter cold had taken my breath and my strength, and I could only wheeze. "You shouldn't have done that." "It was an accident," Warren said. Then just like that, he changed. I saw everything evaporate, all the power drained from me in that one moment. Warren growled, a sound like dissatisfaction in his throat. "Let's go," he told the others. I heard the click of chains on their bikes as they all left. Someone said, "Leo's gone to get the mobility scooter back," and they laughed. I grabbed some reeds, heaved my chest up, waited, and breathed. And then I felt that little dog's teeth on my wrist. I flinched, cried out. Jack softened his mouth and tightened his jaw around my coat sleeve. I felt the tiny dog pulling.